Hello my dear friends, today is one of the rare occasions I do a follow-up to yesterday's video. I put out 2 megasodes, the first was about Andor Season 2, and the second concerning Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's Star Wars movie. Some more updates have come out, and we've just got to talk about them. The situation surrounding the Rey movie keeps getting crazier. Yesterday, what popped off on social media, and what everyone was talking about, was the Rey film being delayed, indefinitely delayed. There was a rumour from a little-known source, which Bespin Bulletins say they trust, and those comments went viral in pop culture spaces in Star Wars circles online. A few hours later, IO9 Gizmodo.com put out a counter-statement, a conflicting article saying no, Rey's Star Wars movie hasn't been delayed. Many fans who didn't trust the first article jumped on this and said, well there you go, it's been debunked, sorted, put to bed, the Rey movie is still on track, everything is going fine. But we need to hold our horses because this is not from Lucasfilm. None of this is. No Rey rumour has been proven to be right, nor has it been debunked. That's really important to bear in mind. We don't actually have any information on the project outside of what Daisy Ridley has said. She's been promoting the movie, but even she has no clue. She admitted that she hopes it's soon, but she doesn't know when it's going to start filming. And StarWars.com have even said they're prioritising Mandalorian and Grogu. Jon Favreau's movie is next. So best case scenario, the movie is pushed back from 2026, maybe to 27 or 28. And worst case scenario, well, the Rey movie never sees the light of day, which I doubt. But I also don't think the rumour about it being delayed has been debunked. Just a counter article stating Lucasfilm reached out and said no, there is no delay, it's all fine. Now the reason I don't fully believe this is because we had the same situation with Rogue Squadron. The first time there were reports about creative differences, Lucasfilm also commented through other outlets by reinstating, no, everything's fine. And where is that movie? Where is Rogue Squadron? Shelved. Same with Damon Lindelof on the Rey project before he left and was replaced with Stephen Knight. So I would take everything with a grain of salt. Even the counterclaims, nothing, and I reiterate, has been debunked. Here's what Gizmodo say. You can take that latest Star Wars rumour and throw it in the Sarlacc pit. Earlier this week, rumours surfaced that the upcoming Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy Star Wars film, featuring the return of Daisy Ridley as Rey, had been delayed indefinitely. The reason? Creative differences with the film's writer, Stephen Knight. They say we can throw it in the Sarlacc pit, but this is the same reason we've seen for legitimate cancellations, so it's not too far-fetched to suggest. There are creative differences. Lucasfilm don't seem to comment on these kinds of things officially, so it's not as if they're going to come out and say, oh yeah, we're having problems, or anything like that. Gizmodo go on to say, well that's not true. According to Lucasfilm, a source at the company told IO9 the report is inaccurate, and Knight continues to write and be part of the process. In fact, the company is waiting on his latest draft as you read this. There is a chance Disney is trying to play semantics, put out mixed messages, not deny or confirm anything. They've done this before. Now you certainly can understand the confusion. Last week's announcement of the previously unannounced The Mandalorian and Grogu as the next Star Wars movie threw a wrench in everyone's assumptions that the Rey New Jedi Order film would be the next one out. However, that news merely shifted things around. And as has been demonstrated with this film and its numerous writers over the last few years, the company seems to just want to take its time and make sure it gets everything right. And you know, I hope this is true. We hope Lucasfilm has learned its lessons, but we've heard these same excuses before. But for reasons we can only guess at. This movie in particular has drawn the dark side out of certain pockets of Star Wars fandom, from inaccurate plot summaries to quotes from the film's director being taken out of context. But no matter what people want to believe about this movie, it is still doing just fine. Well, time will tell. If Daisy herself has no idea and has nothing to say about when fans can expect this, and I know she could just be playing coy, but she legitimately doesn't seem to know because I don't think Lucasfilm knows. The Mandalorian and Grogu seems by all accounts to be the priority. I'm not saying it's been cancelled or delayed, but I do think it's been put on a back burner. And in all fairness to Jermaine Lucia, who has a name for himself in this game, he does acknowledge, can anyone say with 100% certainty that it's coming out? Of course not. This is Star Wars, and if the last 10 years have taught us anything, it's that until the cameras start rolling, and sometimes, not even then, not everything that's announced ends up happening. But right now at this moment, this particular film has not been delayed, despite what you may have heard in other pockets of the internet. An interesting piece. I definitely think he's a credible source, and I do believe Lucasfilm did reach out to them and say, yeah, the rumor is completely false, but it did seem to line up with some other stuff we've heard from Bespin Bulletin and Making Star Wars about the problems surrounding the first draft by Stephen Knight. So no jumping the gun from me. I just thought it was important to be clear, to put out an update where we specify what we know and what we don't. Yesterday, Daniel Richman, Daniel RPK, as he's known on Patreon, put out a scoop saying the Rey movie starts filming in May. That does sound a bit too soon. I wouldn't count on it filming until later in 2024, if not 2025. The truth about this rumour is that it's brought out a lot of emotion amongst fans. I'm sorry to sound like such a broken record, but we just don't know. There is nothing concrete. But what we do have is a track record of Lucasfilm cancelling projects seemingly last minute when everything else is set in stone. As the report says, even when things begin to film, Lucasfilm can say all day, it's all good, production's gonna go smoothly, we're still waiting on that script, but everything is on track, and that not be the case. And similarly, rumours can jump the gun and make entirely false claims. I suppose a better way would be to communicate to the fandom directly, or don't keep announcing projects until there's a plan, a script, a production schedule. So that is the Rey news out the way, and to finish on a high, Dave Filoni to receive George Pal Memorial Award at Saturn Awards, exclusive from Variety. This is for a service to the galaxy far, far away. According to the org, the prize is, quote, presented on rare occasions to a filmmaker who embodies a sense of wonder, imagination, and mastery of the fantastic in cinematic storytelling. Dave's work has had a profound impact on the Star Wars franchise, breathing new life into beloved characters and expanding the universe in exciting and unexpected ways. The Academy president went on to say this: he is a true visionary in the world of animation and storytelling, and we are truly honoured to bestow this very special award to him. And it's also why, Ahsoka aside, Rebels aside, Clone Wars aside, I do hope he stepped back into the ring for the final season of The Bad Batch, Season 3. He stepped away after Season 1, left it in the hands of Jen and Brad, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed he had a say in the creative process on the final season, even if it was just for a couple of episodes. So that is all the news, my dear friends. What do you think? Share your thoughts on everything we spoke about in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, always.